Alright, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, this is a series where I show you the process of building out my startup. And the idea is to build a workout tracking app, and this is an idea that came to me almost 5 years ago while I was doing my bachelor's degree in exercise science. And I actually learned to code in order to build this app, but I never really finished it. So a couple months ago I decided to get back to this app because in the last 5 years there's still no other app out there that has taken advantage of the opportunity that I'm seeing. And the reason that I make these videos is because it's the sort of videos that I would like to watch myself, and I wish more people would document their startup journeys. Imagine if there was like a vlog where you could follow the Airbnb founders as they build out their startup, or the Spotify founders. I mean, I think that would be amazing to see. And no, of course, I'm not comparing my startup to Spotify or Airbnb. We're of course in completely different leagues, and my startup will be way bigger. And so yeah, that's what this whole series is about. So today what we're gonna work on is we're gonna continue working on some of the bugs that I need to fix for before I can do the pre-alpha release. And pre-alpha is basically like a super early version of the app that's gonna be released. I'm not sure how I'm gonna release the pre-alpha because I feel like I wanna do it in a special way so that I can just have a few people actually testing it out and giving me feedback that I can directly implement into the app in order to improve it. But yeah, that's what we're working on. And in here we have microphones and some XLR cables. So yeah, a couple microphones, not rocket science trying to figure out what that's for, but I wanted to show it without actually telling you what it's for. You're gonna find out pretty soon. But yeah, today what we're doing is we're fixing more bugs. Find them is my real test. To fix them is my cause. Debug man, go debug them all. Debug me and I'll run code without fault. Go debug them all. Debug man. No copyright intended. So yeah, we're gonna debug some code today. That's what we're doing. And I'm sorry about how bad that was. And the embarrassing part is not even how bad it was. The embarrassing part is how long it took me to make that. And still, it's that bad. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And now we're gonna start debugging some code. Alright, so far I'm actually making a fair amount of progress, which is really good, and I think I've solved some of the errors that have been problems before. So one of the bugs was the fact that when you start a workout, if you press outside of this little dialog window that you see here, then it would basically just dismiss the window and you would end up at a blank page where you couldn't go anywhere else. So I basically did this thing where you load the dialog, which is basically this method here called show dialog. And there's a variable in here that's called barrier dismissible, which you can set to be false. And what that means is basically if that's false, then you can't dismiss the dialog window by pressing outside of it. So that was a very easy fix actually. And then we have the second very big error or problem, which is that when you add a new exercise, it basically takes forever to load. And so what I realized here is that if we take a look at the exercise block, which probably isn't even a block, but anyway. So what I was doing before was I was first doing a call to Firebase to get all of the exercises that a user has. And basically that means that we get the documents and the IDs of the documents. So then for some reason I was doing a for loop where I was basically looping through all the exercises using the ID of the exercise to then convert it into an exercise object here in our app, which isn't really necessary and basically means that we're doing way too many calls to the API, which is something that we don't need to be doing, at least not here. So all that I did was just basically remove all of those calls, and then I just looped through whatever we got from this method or from this call which is basically the exercises. So what this call actually does is it gets a list of all of these exercises that I've done. And then what we do is we just check here to see if we already have added the exercise name to our names array. And if it's already in there, then we don't want to add it because we don't want to have duplicates in our list. So, and then we return the names of the exercises. So that was a way easier call because we're only calling the database once. And then we're just using that data that we get, and we get the names from that. So it's a lot simpler of a way. And I'm not sure why I was doing it the way I was doing it before. So I think this should be a lot easier now. So we're making some really good progress, which I'm super happy about because I wasn't expecting this. And we're going to continue. But first, I just want to talk about today's video sponsor, Grammarly, which is an all-in-one writing tool that caters to all types of individuals. Whether you're trying to sound more professional in important emails or drafting up a critical report for school or for work. The free version provides really good basic spelling and grammar suggestions, and if you upgrade to Grammarly Premium, you get access to a lot of really unique features. For example, tone transformations that help you sound more confident. We also have something called Clarity Full Sentence Rewrites, because sometimes our sentences become hard to read with a lot of unnecessary jargon. And then we have the most useful one, and my personal favorite one, which are the conciseness suggestions, which help you get your point across much more clear. Grammarly Premium is also really helpful if you're doing like freelance work, because when you're doing freelance work, you have to talk with the clients back and forth a lot, and it's really easy for miscommunications to occur. But with the clarity suggestions, you're able to keep your sentences more concise and more clear. So I highly recommend that you check out Grammarly Premium. You can go to grammarly.com/cal and sign up for a free account. And if you want access to these extra features, you can sign up and get a 20% discount on Grammarly Premium today. Alright, so now I'm going to try this. What should happen is that we should, within this method, basically replace all of the workouts that this user has and put them into this user. So let's run this and see if it actually works. Alright, seems like it didn't work. Alright, so I'm hoping that it will work now. Okay, seems like there's no errors at least, which is really good. Let's take a look here. Ooh, we have the exercises, we have maxes, we have workouts, and I guess the workouts will keep getting added. Yeah, they keep getting added. That's really good. So now it works. Now we can basically just remove this replace workouts method, and if we run the app, we should be able to start a workout. So that error is also fixed. I'm doing so well right now. Don't know why. Like usually this doesn't go as well as it's been doing today. Like it's 4:49 p.m. and yeah, we already got so much done, so I'm really happy about that. Let's actually take a look at what's left. So for the pre-alpha release, this is the stuff that I would like to finish. So all of that stuff, which is basically we need to be able to remove an exercise, we need to be able to remove a set, we need to be able to quit a workout as well. Exercise totals, this is something that we need to add as well, just the totals for each exercise, how many reps, how many sets, how much weight. Also a feature or a thing that I want to change is that when you add an exercise, instead of it just adding it as it like grayed out like that, I wanted to basically just add all of the sets that you did previously and fill them in for us so that we don't have to fill them in again, because most of the time you will do the same things for multiple workouts and you will only change like the working sets. So it's kind of a time drain to have to fill in everything that you do similarly every time. So that's something that I want to add as well, maybe as an option, I don't know. And then a last feature, which is a calendar to see the workouts that you've done. And this is an idea that I took from the book Atomic Habits, where they're basically talking about if you can track the progress of a habit that you're trying to form, then that can motivate a lot of people to keep going with the habit. So what I want to do is have a calendar where you basically see like a dot or something on all of the days that you've been working out. And that can kind of motivate you to keep going and not break a streak. Once that's done, I'm ready to release it as a pre-alpha version. I'm gonna take a break now and get back to it another day. Okay, so that's the sketch of the day done, and I've been trying to do one sketch every day, which is sort of a combination of two goals of mine, which is one, to basically spend less time on my phone, and the second one is to get better at drawing. So this kind of accomplishes both at the same time. And yeah, the other thing is I'm looking for beta testers now, so that's kind of open for application. I wanted to save that to the end of the video so that only the people that actually are interested, hopefully, will see this and actually apply for it or whatever. But you can, the best way I think is to sign up to my Clean Code Friday email, which is at caltech.com/cleancode, where you can sign up to that email, which is basically going to be some updates on what I'm doing, what I'm reading, what I've been working on throughout the weeks, and I'm also going to update on how the progress is going with the startup. And what I'm thinking is that you can basically send me an email at cal@caltech.com and just title it beta tester, and then just say why you want to be a beta tester and why you think you'd be a good beta tester, essentially. I think that's like the best way that I've come up with for applying for beta testing right now, at least for this like pre-alpha version. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to actually choose who's going to be a beta tester or not, but I know that I can't have too many because I want to actually use the feedback that I'm going to get from beta testers and not just have like a bunch of people sending me stuff that I can't really implement. So I want to try to be sort of careful about selecting, at least for this pre-alpha version, and then in the future we're also going to open it up for more people, of course. But first I just want to make it a little bit more robust and fix some of the bugs, and maybe add a feature or two before that. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.